The next form we're going to look at is the villanelle, and I believe this is the most famous villanelle. I absolutely love this poem. So we're going to look at it and look at some of the form and structure of a villanelle, especially with the repetition of lines. You can see that this is mentioned on page 509 in the book. We're going to be repeating the first and third line of each stanza, and we see that there are six stanzas. We have five tercets or three-line stanzas, and then a final quatrain. So let's go through the poem first, and then we'll analyze it for its form and structure. This is a poem written about a person begging their father not to give up or not to die. And so the speaker is begging that person to fight, to try to stay alive. Now, I want to clarify that the speaker of the poem is not always the author. You could definitely write a poem with a different type of speaker. So this isn't necessarily about Thomas's own father. This could be about, anyone in that person's life or maybe somebody else's life. So don't think of the speaker as the poet. So that's the situation. Let's go ahead and go through the poem. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right. Because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last way by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. So there are some themes that we can see here. This person goes through multiple personalities or multiple different types of people who rage against the death and rage against that dying of the light. We have the wise men. They maybe haven't said anything that forked lightning, something that inspired or something that caused such a change in somebody's life. And so they rage. They want to do that. They want to fulfill that purpose. We have good men, the same thing. Their deeds haven't, danced in a green bay. So they haven't done anything that really provides that legacy of their goodness. We have wild men who still want to be wild, who still want to, go out and cavort and, just have fun. They don't give up either. Grave men, or maybe serious people who haven't laughed enough or haven't enjoyed life necessarily. They still see that their eyes could blaze like meteors. When we think of a meteor shooting across the sky, it's that inspiration or that fulfillment. They rage against the dying of the light. Then we get this end part. So he acknowledges that his father is here. He's on this sad height. He's dying. He says, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears. So you can either bless me and you can, cry with me, or you can curse me, yell at me, get angry. It doesn't matter. Just fight. I don't care if you're mad or if you, decide to fight out for love of me. Just fight is what he's telling this person. So we see that interpretation of the poem. Now let's look at the structure that he's used to kind of enhance this message through the villanelle. So we go to the repetition of these lines. We have the repetition of do not go gentle into that good night. We see it in the first and second tercet. We see it in the fourth tercet, and then in that final quatrain. Then we also have rage, rage against the dying of the light. This is in the first and third tercet, the fifth tercet, and the final quatrain as well. So we would think of repetition in lines, and usually in writing, we don't like repetition because it creates patterns that are uncomfortable for the reader. But we can see that the repetition works here because this is the gist of the message. This is what the person is telling his father, is to not go gentle into that good night, rage against the dying of the light. So it's repeated in order to create that effect of here is my purpose, here is my goal or my argument. That repetition could be an illustration of his frustration, how he keeps repeating the same things over and over because his father's not listening. You can think of arguments in which you have to repeat yourself time and time again, and the person just keeps denying. And so you keep repeating. That's what's happening here. And then at the very end, we get that final repetition of do not go gentle into that good night, rage, rage against the dying of the light. And then finally, we get the rhyme scheme. We have all these ite sounds that go through. So we have night, we have light, right, night, bright, light, flight. Okay, so we have this rhyme scheme that follows through. And in addition, we have that same rhyme in the non-repeated lines. We have day, they, bay, way, gay, and pray. So what's nice about this is it really enhances the beauty of the poem. We see that this is very well constructed and thought out. It's not like prose where it can just be a train of thought. It really has been purposely constructed to fit that Villanelle style of the rhyme pattern and the repeated lines. Like I said, this is one of my favorite poems. Feel free to reread it to see if there's anything else that you can bring out of the poem, and I hope you enjoy.